Hi everyone out there. I am Spanonwabo, your sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Danko.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
HBK l'effet.
Nyakela Umangu inane soma mani Kikulume peniso na muisha Unangiburinge swelide Unangibegi simi moya Impilo yachi kama sinya Na mota bezulu sasa pamsu Uyangibona nihamba kahle Mpaka ngase ngifikile Awazi ukuthi ngiyakhala Nifisa izinyembezi zami Izimpahla ngizigqokile Zigezami namhlanje Imoto mishaya Ibole Ubu
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Sponelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Halala. Good day, and welcome to Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. It is the 13th of June 2026, and it is a beautiful Saturday morning here in Johannesburg. It is sunny, and yes, I can confirm it is a little bit warm as compared to what we had gone through for the past 2 weeks, where it had been a bit very, very chilly. But this morning, yes, you can tell it is still winter, but it's not that bad, not bad at all. So let's hope we're going to have a great, beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you very much to my colleague. That is Louis Govender, who brought us breakfast around the globe. That was between 8 and 10 o'clock. And he does this every Saturday morning here on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music, where he brings you hot music, hot discussion. Only Louis Govender does that. And oh boy, does he do it at best. And yes, I can confirm that it is a great show indeed. That is Louis Govender giving us breakfast around the globe every Saturday morning between 8 and 10 o'clock here on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. You can always get in touch with us on our studio WhatsApp line number, which is 062857742. Our studio WhatsApp line number again is 062857742. For advertising and marketing here on Nirvana World FM, don't forget that Shashi Singh is always on standby to take your calls on 083 945 7664. Advertising and marketing here on Nirvana World FM, Shashi Singh is definitely your go-to lady on 083 945 7664. And on socials, we are there as Nirvana World FM Radio. You can always inbox us, DM us, whatever you call it, PM it, whatever that you wanna call it. While on socials, don't forget to go on and type at Sponelo Ngobo. That is across all social media platforms, where you can always be rest assured that you'll definitely be able to get in touch with me. And I promise I will definitely respond to your inboxes, DMs, or whatever you call them. This morning, I'm unfortunately flying solo. My partner in crime in the form and shape of Matiba Peter is not available. He does have some commitment this morning. However, he will join us telephonically on the second and the last hour. That will be around about after 12 o'clock. And then with him, we will definitely zoom into football, so as Formula One, motor racing, so as motorsport. We'll hear what Matiba Peter has to say in as far as those sporting codes are concerned. Football, the FIFA World Cup is definitely upon us once again. And unfortunately, if you are a South African fan, a Bafana fan, the less said, the better. I can imagine the anger, the pain, the agony, everything the Bafana fans went through Thursday night. But like as always, I always tell you that I'm not the bearer of the bad news. I'll leave that for Modiba Peter to come and share those bad news with you, especially if you are a Bafana fan, following what went down Thursday night out in Mexico, when Bafana took on the co-host Mexico in that opening match. Things that did not go according to script and but Moteba will tell you all that and more. But at the summit of today's show, we'll definitely zoom into cricket. We'll zoom and we'll look at the women's T20 Cricket World Cup that got underway yesterday out in England. It is co-hosted by England and Wales Cricket Board. So everything, the World T20 Cricket Women's World Cup, it got underway yesterday. I will tell you exactly what went down out in England in that opening match in as far as women's T20 Cricket World Cup. Don't forget that South Africa, they also will get their campaign underway come this afternoon. I will tell you exactly whom will they be taking on come 3:30 South African Standard Time this afternoon. It is a tough game indeed. It is a crunch game. It is a derby after all in as far as world cricket is concerned. So don't move a muscle. I will tell you exactly whom will South Africa take on come this afternoon at 3:30, and in so doing they will get their T20 Cricket World Cup underway that is currently co-hosted by England and Wales Cricket Board. After cricket, we'll definitely zoom into rugby. We'll check what's happening as far as the Vodacom United Rugby Championship is concerned. And still with rugby, don't forget that the Springboks international calendar is almost on the verge of getting underway. So I will tell you exactly again what's happening as far as the Springboks calendar is concerned. That's what I'll be talking to you in as far as rugby is concerned. After that, we'll zoom in to Telkom Netball League. That's where we'll be talking netball in as far as the domestic netball is concerned. It is a Power Week 3. It is a crunch time indeed. The finals, the champions, they will definitely be crowned this time around. We'll get to find out who is in the semi-finals and who stands a chance of lifting the 2026 Telkom Netball League. On the second hour, we'll definitely zoom into football. We'll talk Bafana. We'll talk World Cup and stuff. Moteba will join us telephonically. That will be on the second and the final hour of this show. Still with Moteba, we'll also look at what's happening in as far as Formula One motor racing is concerned, and so as motorsport. That's how our today's menu look like. And I can tell you in motor racing, or this Italian youngster, he keeps on breaking records weekend in, weekend out. But Moteba Beta will tell you exactly what is this youngster all about, and who is this youngster who's making all the waves in as far as Formula One and motor racing is concerned. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we will talk cricket. But at the summit, it will definitely be women's cricket, T20 Cricket World Cup that is taking the center stage out in Europe, England, and Wales to be exact.
You're listening.
You're now listening to the best.
Dites-moi d'où il vient, enfin je saurai où je vais. Maman dit que lorsqu'on cherche bien, on finit toujours par trouver. Elle dit qu'il n'est jamais très loin, qu'il part très souvent travailler. Maman dit travailler c'est bien, bien mieux qu'être mal accompagné, pas vrai?
Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, c'est ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché?
Ça doit
faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai
compté mes doigts. Hey.
Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es papa, où t'es? Où t'es, où t'es papa, où t'es? 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 Où t'es, où t'es papa, où t'es?
croit ou pas, il y aura bien un jour où on n'y croira plus. Un jour ou l'autre, on sera tous papa, et d'un jour à l'autre, on aura disparu. Serons-nous détestables? Serons-nous admirables? Des géniteurs ou des génies? Dites-nous qui donne naissance aux irresponsables. Ah, dites-nous qui? Tiens, tout le monde sait comment on fait des bébés, mais personne ne sait comment on fait des papas. Monsieur, je sais tout en aurait hérité. C'est ça, faut le sucer de son pouce ou quoi? Dites-nous où c'est caché. Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois qu'on a bouffé nos doigts. Hey! Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Où t'es? Où papa, où t'es? Où t'es? 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 Où t'es? Où papa, où t'es? Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Hey. Où est ton papa? Dis-moi où est ton papa? Sans même devoir lui parler, il sait ce qui ne va pas. Ah sacré papa, dis-moi où es-tu caché? Ça doit faire au moins 1000 fois que j'ai compté mes doigts. Hey! Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Où t'es? Où t'es? Où t'es? Papa, où t'es? Où t'es? Où t'es?
Wayiwuthi wataba injalo lento losomnetso halala Thank you very much to Afro Soul who opened that double play. They gave us the song titled Papa Wateya. There was Afro Soul who gave us that big song. It is definitely making waves in as far as the internet is concerned, in as far as online music is concerned. There is Afro Soul who gave us that big song titled Papa Water, followed by the Heavy D Crew gave us the song Our Happiness. This is the song of happiness, but unfortunately, if you are a Bafana fan, there is nothing to be happy about following what went down Thursday night. But at the moment, we will not be talking football. Let's talk cricket, women's cricket to be exact. Let's hope the Proteas women's South African women's national side will definitely try and put some smiles on South African sports fans, and maybe this time around bring that T20 cricket World Cup that has been eluding them since forever. Remember that in the last version, South Africa, they lost in the finals against New Zealand. So they were the runners-up in the previous edition of this T20 cricket World Cup. And guess what? This afternoon, the last time they played this tournament, they lost in the finals against New Zealand. And this afternoon, they get their campaign underway. And guess whom are they playing? It's more like jumping from the pen and go straight to the fire, because South Africa, they take on their old foes in the form and shape of Australia. That's going to be a tough game indeed. We know the rivalry between these two countries, South Africa and Australia, when it comes to cricket and rugby. But with cricket, it is definitely at another level, that rivalry. So you can be rest assured that come this afternoon, 3:30 South African standard time, that's when the first ball will be expected to be bowled in that titanic clash between South Africa and New Australia, rather, as both countries they will be getting the T20 Cricket World Cup underway. And the games, they started yesterday, but before we get to that, I think maybe it will be fitting that I give you South Africa's players that will that are assigned to go and represent South Africa in this year's T20 Cricket World Cup edition. Obviously, Captain Fantastic will be there. That is the Laura Volvart. She will definitely be leading her troops. That is Proteas, the women side. Laura Volvart will definitely be captaining the side. Still with Laura Volvart. Don't forget that currently Laura Volvart, she is the leading player to have taken or to have scored centuries. She's sitting at 17 centuries in as far as international women's cricket is concerned. Let's hope in this tournament she will get a chance to stretch that lead and stretch that record and make it as difficult as possible for her counterparts, especially those coming from other countries, your likes of your Australia, your New Zealand, your India, your Pakistan, and Surely, and in England, obviously, they will be playing at home. They will be tough nut to crack indeed. Let's hope Laura Vorvat will definitely inspire her troops, that is the women's Proteas, to a greater height this season, this time around, and eventually get over the line and bring the T20 Cricket World Cup to South Africa. Continue with the list of the players, you can be rest assured that Tasnim Brits is also part of the squad. De Klerk, she is back. Dixon is also part of the Proteas women's squad. Tasnim Ismail, yes, guess what? She is back. She is back. She has just come out of her retirement. She said, if my country needs me, I will definitely put my hand up and come out of retirement and go represent South Africa in the T20 Cricket World Cup. That's exactly what Tasnim Ismail done this time around. So yes, she has come out of retirement. She is representing her country, and that is South Africa. Jafta Mlaba, obviously, she will be there in the thick of thing. Marzan Kapu, she will also be there. She is part of the team. Kaka, that is the Proteas spearhead bowler. She is the part of the team. Sune Luz is also there, and the wicket keeper better, that is Karabo Meso, is also part of the team. Mlaba, oh yes, she is a very, very dangerous with that ball when it comes to bowling. She is also part of the team. And then the youngster Reneka, who's still trying to find her foot in as far as the Proteas setup is concerned, is also part of the squad. As Kukuna is the Triton is there, and then last but not least, Van Niekerk. She's also back in the Proteas fold. Let's hope all those, especially those experienced players, they will bring the experience come this afternoon and try and dislodge or topple the very, very dangerous Australian side. They come this afternoon, 3:30. That match will take the center stage out in England, Manchester to be exactly. That is that Old Trafford. That's where South Africa will definitely lock horns come this afternoon against the mighty Aussies. That is Australia for you. Looking at the first game that got the tournament underway, that was last night. We saw the home side, England. They took on Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka won the toss, and guess what Sri Lanka did after winning the toss? They threw the advantage back to the home side, England. Sri Lanka, after winning the toss, they opted to field. They opted to bat first. What does that mean? That simply means that England, they were given the opportunity to go and bat first, put the runs on the board. In so doing, put pressure, psychological pressure on the Sri Lankan side. England, they did not wait for the second invitation. The moment Sri Lanka made that mistake after winning the toss and asking England to bat first, they went on, and oh boy, did England take advantage of the situation. Just look at the scoreboard. They always say numbers do not lie. England, they went on and posted, listen to this, 219 runs, having lost just one wicket. That was a one-sided affair, if you ask me. Surely you'll be asking yourself, where were Sri Lankan bowlers in all of this, where England just cruised to that 219 runs on the board, having lost just a mere one wicket. Surely Sri Lanka, they were kicking themselves. What on earth were we thinking, throwing away that golden opportunity, that advantage that they had after winning the toss, and England, they embrace it. They say, bring it on, girls. We will definitely show you that that was a bad call indeed for you to win the toss and ask us to go and bat first. And then Sri Lanka, they came in, and it was obvious. It was a no-brainer with the chasing 219 runs, having lost one wicket. That was not just a scoreboard. It was a big statement by the English side. So psychologically, Sri Lanka, they cracked under those circumstances. Like any other team, it was always going to crack, chasing 219 runs in a T20 match. And then it was not surprising to see Sri Lanka bowled out, having scored just mere 132 runs, just 132 runs, and they were bowled out, and the target that they were chasing was 219 runs. What did that mean? That simply meant one thing and one thing only, that the home side, the co-host England, they emerged victorious by a whopping 87 runs. Come on, Sri Lanka. What were you thinking asking England to bat first? On those conditions, there was a bad call indeed. I would love to say there was a bad toss to win, but I cannot say that. Sri Lanka, they definitely have themselves to blame because that wicket, it was clear. It was the batting paradise, and then you win the toss. Surely, Sri Lanka, you should have known better. You were supposed to take the advantage. Go on, bat first, put on that psychological advantage over the co-host England, and get to see them whether they were going to overhaul that score if this 2019 was posted by Sri Lanka. But they've got themselves to blame for making that bad call, winning the toss, and throwing and asking the co-host England to bat first. So just to recap again, Sri Lanka won the toss. They asked England to bat first. England went on and posted a 219 runs, having lost just one wicket. Sri Lanka came in, tried to overhaul that score line, but it wasn't to be. They were eventually bowled out, having posted just a mere 132 runs. And the home side, they were all smiles, having got their campaign underway with a massive 87 runs, and things are continuing this morning. I can tell you that right now, just a few minutes back, the second match has just got underway. That is Scotland versus Ireland. Straight after that match, that will be around about 3 o'clock. As soon as that match ends, the second match, the big one indeed, South Africa versus Australia, will take the center stage. It is going to be a tough one indeed. Still with the T20 Women's Cricket World Cup, don't forget that South Africa, they're in the same group with India. Obviously, that's going to be a tough one indeed. You don't want to be in the same group with India. But unfortunately, that's the situation that South Africa find themselves in. They're in the same group with India, Pakistan, Netherlands, and Bangladesh. By the look of things, it looks like this is the group of death for sure. Having Australia in one group, India in one group, and South Africa one has, and Pakistan, don't underestimate Pakistan. They are very, very dangerous. The thing with the Pakistan sides, both men and women, you just never know which side is going to pitch up on the day. The dangerous one, or the equally less effective one that you can just bulldoze on the day. But the very same Pakistan side, just one day, when you least expect it, they just come and surprise you. So everybody knows exactly now that if you're going to play Pakistan, you must be very, very careful indeed, because you just never know which Pakistan side will turn up on the day. So having Pakistan, India, Australia, South Africa in one group. So surely this group, without any fear of contradiction, one can easily say this that this is definitely a group of death indeed. Let's hope the Proteas, they will definitely rise to the occasion and make it to the Super 8 and make it go all the way to the semi-finals, get to the finals, and this time around, let's hope they will definitely get over the line, unlike the last time where they lost in the final against New Zealand. Still with the cricket and with the New Zealand cricket, the news that came out yesterday is that that is in the men's category, that Kane Williamson has retired effective immediately. You will remember that New Zealand, they are currently touring England, that is in the men's category, but that resignation
decision. That simply means that Kane Williamson will not be taking part in the third and the final test that will get underway come Tuesday this week against the host England. And when Kane Williamson was asked that what does this retirement mean, will he continue to play franchise and domestic cricket? But he looked very, very stressed and angry. He said, no comment, I'm not going to comment at this moment. So surely there's something that must have driven Kane Williamson to get to that decision. Surely, the guy was very, very angry. Considering that they are on tour right now, they've got a test match to play on Tuesday, and he went on and said he will not be playing in that test match where New Zealand will take on England come Tuesday this week. And he went on and said he's definitely leaving the New Zealand camp effective immediately. So surely it's no brainer that something must have angered the New Zealand veteran. Remember that he had been playing for the New Zealand team since 2010 to date. That makes it how many? 16 years. In those 16 years, he is the leading run scorer in as far as New Zealand cricket is concerned. He has scored, listen to this, 19,346 runs, one of the highest achievements as far as centuries are concerned. He scored 248 runs in the test match. So surely that shows that how much valuable Kane Williamson was in the New Zealand side. And he also captained the side way back in 2012 right up until 2013, and that was also the time that the New Zealand side won the inaugural ICC championship. That was way back in 2012. That was by the influence of the none other than Kane Williamson, who has decided to call it quit effective immediately and saying that he's definitely parting ways with the New Zealand side. Surely you will be asking yourself what went down behind those closed doors in that locker room. So maybe one can imagine that maybe he had a fight or an argument with the current head coach, or maybe the current captain. We never know. We can only speculate, but it is a no-brainer that something horrible definitely went down behind the scenes. With time, we hope that everything will surface and we'll get to hear the truth, exactly what eventually went down. That forced the veteran Kane Williamson. He's 35 years old, by the way. He's not a youngster anymore, but surely you will expect Kane Williamson to retire in style, bow out in style, and have his retirement announced timeously, and giving the national team and his fans a chance to bid their farewells, not this effective immediately stuff. And considering that they are on tour, so surely something went down. Still with the cricket, don't forget that this afternoon it is going down. Proteas women's side, they get their T20 Cricket World Cup underway against the mighty Aussies. Let's quick off for a breather. When we return, we will be talking rugby. Talking of rugby, that reminds me that the Proteas, not the Proteas, who is this? The mighty Springboks that are currently in camp right now, preparing for their campaign to get underway. There's a clip that I wanted to play of the Springboks wishing the mighty Proteas women's side all the best in as far as their T20 Cricket World Cup is concerned. But I seem to be struggling with something because I wanted to play this clip of the Springboks wishing their women counterparts in as far as the T20 Cricket World Cup is concerned. Let me try and see if I can get this clip of the mighty Springboks when they were sending their message of support to the Proteas. Let me try and see if I can get that sound bite, and I hope I will play the right sound bite in as far as the Springboks sending a message of support to their women cricket counterparts, mainly the Proteas women side. Here is the Springboks sending a shout out to Proteas women side.
And Coach Mangla and the team, we just want to wish you guys all the best on behalf of everyone here. Good luck for the World Cup. We know that you guys are going to make South Africa proud, and just know that we're all behind you and we're backing you guys. Good luck.
There was those were the Springboks sending a shout out to the Proteas women who get their T20 Cricket World Cup campaign underway this afternoon. So they were wishing the Proteas women all the best of luck as they try to bring the T20 Cricket World Cup here in South Africa. And unfortunately, the Proteas women side, they never won the T20 Cricket World Cup. Yes, they have reached the finals a number of times, but all the time they get to the finals, they had been failing to get over the line. Let's hope this time around things will change. Zojiga isn't, and especially looking at the experience that the Proteas have assembled this time around. As South Africans, we can be forgiven for thinking that this time around it is that time that we bring that T20 Cricket World Cup home. Looking at about Ismail saying, if my country needs me, I'm ready to come out of retirement and represent my country. About declare they are back. About Fannikerk, they are back in the fold. Marizen Kapu, they are there. About after they are there. So it is all systems go. Let's hope Mandla Mashambi will inspire his side to greater heights and get them over the line. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we'll look at what's happening in as far as Vodacom United Rugby Championship is concerned. It is the crunch time. It is the knockout time. It is blank. It is a question of you blink, you lose. Walala ozo sala. That's how things stand as far as Vodacom United Rugby is concerned. It is the semi-finals. It is the finals. Kurafo, kupedi. There is no room for any mistake. It is not the round robin anymore. It is the knockout stages. And I can tell you free of charge that yes, there had been cries and everything, tears and everything, and I can confirm that two teams have been confirmed that will partake in the final. Just stick around, I will tell you exactly which are those two teams who had made it past the semi-finals. Quick go for a breather. When we return, rugby will definitely be served on the menu.
The best music variety live.
I'm in
Oh yes, ngicela ilifti laphana kwiZola Party. Thank you very much to Sizwe Ngema who gave us that song titled Zola Party. Talking about this song Zola Party, remember that way back in 1987, Brenda Fassie also first released the song titled Zola Party, and both song they were a tribute to the South African female athlete Zola Party, all the way from Bloemfontein, who was famous for winning marathons, running barefooted. Those were back in the days. That is Zola Party from Bloemfontein. I believe she is now married. She goes by the name of Zola Peters, that formerly known as her maiden surname. Thou is Party. She is Zola Party. Brenda Fassie released that song way back in 1987, paying tribute to Zola Party. She related those fast combis to the fast running Zola Party back in the time. And then fast forward to 2026, Sizwe Ngema has just released the very same song, but obviously she gave it the amapiano vibe. She gave it some facelift and made it relevant to current music. Hence, we played that song Zola Party by Sizwe Ngema, and oh boy, it is also trending. It is doing the rounds in as far as social media is concerned. I wish you can go out and see the dance challenges for this song. That was Sizwe Ngema giving us that song titled Zola Party, which is a tribute to the South African athlete Zola Party, all the way from Bloemfontein. Hug Freystad. Now let's dive straight to rugby. There's the Vodacom United Rugby Championship. It is the crunch time. Yes, we are in the knockout stages. It is a question of you blink, you lose. One mistake, you can haste to, and that's exactly what went down last week Saturday when the last four teams took on each other in the last four. That is the semi-finals. The first semi-finals saw the South African side, that is Vodacom Blue Bulls from Pretoria. They took on the home side, that is the Glasgow Warriors out in Scotland, and don't forget that Glasgow Warriors, they were the current table toppers in as far as the 2025-2026 Vodacom United Rugby Championship League is concerned. They had a great form indeed, hence they were sitting comfortable at the summit. But Vodacom Blue Bulls, they had other ideas. They said, yes, we might be playing away from home, we might be playing in Scotland. You Warriors, you do have the home ground advantage, but we'll show you what South Africans are made of. And boy, oh boy, Blue Bulls, they surprised the home side, that is Glasgow Warriors, in their own backyard in Nokhala. And the Blue Bulls walked away victorious with just a mere 1 point. The scoreboard read 22-21, and that was enough to see Vodacom Blue Bulls, the boys from Pretoria, Jacaranda City, South Africa's capital city, if you will, and that was enough to see them marching on to the finals by that slenderest of wins, which was 22-21. And the second semi-final, it was a question of who will now join Vodacom Blue Bulls in the finals. That will take the center stage come next week, the 19th of June. Then the second semi-final eventually got underway. There was against there was between the home side, there is the defending champions at the time, that is Leinster. They welcome the team from Ekapa Lodumo, Cape Town. There is DHL Stormers, who also had a stint of sitting at the summit of this season, but unfortunately Glasgow Warriors eventually dislodged them at that number one position, which was going to come very, very handy indeed, because Stormers, that they were going to have a home semi-final, but because now they were no more sitting at the summit when the round robin ended, that meant one thing and one thing only, that they were going to have to travel to Ireland and play the defending champions, that is Leinster. And then unfortunately the South African side, DHL Stormers, did not make it. They lost by 20 11. That's what the scoreboard read at the end, come end of 80 minutes. Stormers, they scored just a mere 11 points, while the home side and the defending champions, Leinster, scored 20 points. Don't forget that Leinster, they are coached by the South African coach, the former Springboks head coach, that is none other than Jacques Nienaber. And that, what does that mean with that win of the defending champions Leinster when they beat the Kaapstad? That simply meant one thing and one thing only, that come the 19th, the two teams that will battle it out in the finals, it's going to be the defending champions from Ireland, that is Leinster, coached by the South African coach Jacques Nienaber. They will take on the last year's runners-up. It is the Vodacom Blue Bulls from Pretoria. One can also say that it is the repeat of last season's final. Leinster, since they are the defending champions, guess whom did they beat in the finals last season? Yes, they did beat the very same Vodacom Blue Bulls. That simply means that it is the return, it is the repeat of last season's final, where Leinster hosted Vodacom Blue Bulls, and guess what? They are hosting them yet again this time around out in Ireland, Aviva Stadium, come the 19th of June this month. It is going to be a tough one indeed. One will be hoping that Vodacom Blue Bulls, they will change their fortunes this time around. Remember that Vodacom Blue Bulls, they have now reached 4 finals, of which obviously 3 of them they got to the finals and never won any of those finals. So it's going to be the 4th one. Let's hope for their sake, Vodacom Blue Bulls, they will this time around be 4th time lucky and eventually emerge victorious. But it is going to be a tough indeed. Playing the defending champions in their own backyard out in Ireland, surely it's going to be a tough one indeed. And I can tell you, Leinster's record out at Aviva Stadium, it is good indeed as far as Leinster is concerned. So Vodacom Blue Bulls, they will need to bring on their A game. Talk of Blue Bulls bringing on their A game. Just to quickly go back to last weekend's semi-final match, where their fly half, their playmaker in the form and shape of Handre Pollard, missed about 4 penalties. What does that mean? The Vodacom Blue Bulls, they were 12 points short of that aggregate scoreline, which eventually ended 22-21. Let's hope this time around Handre Pollard will definitely bring his scoring boots along. Any penalty, any kickable opportunity that comes his way, let's hope he will capitalize on it and punish the defending champions in their own backyard, because surely Handre Pollard had a bit of a bad game last weekend. It was completely uncharacteristic of Handre Pollard to miss so many penalties, and guess what, they were all back to back, so he never got a chance to redeem himself. It was a miss after miss after miss. So the Vodacom Blue Bulls, they were definitely 12 points short of hammering the table toppers in the form and shape of Glasgow Warriors. But that 1 point was eventually enough to see Vodacom Blue Bulls match on to the finals. But if Blue Bulls were to go and lose that match, surely Handre Pollard was not gonna be popular at all in as far as Blue Bulls family is concerned. But they made it to the final. That's all that matters. They get a chance to redeem themselves, and let's hope by the time around they will definitely bring that trophy home for the first time, like I said, after reaching the finals 3 times previously. We remember the first time, I believe it was 2022, they lost against the DHL Stormers. That was down in Cape Town, if I'm not mistaken. The second final, they hosted Glasgow Warriors in Pretoria. Blue Bulls lost that final yet again. Last season, they were on the road. They visited Leinster out in Ireland. They lost that 3rd final yet again. This time around, it is the repeat of last season's final. Let's hope this time around, Blue Bulls, they will definitely get over the line and be 4th time lucky. Let's hope they will do exactly that and take that confidence into the Springboks camp. Talking of Springboks, don't forget that they are currently in camp. The Springboks coach Erasmus has called how many? 51 players for the current camp. That's 51 players that he will have a luxury to choose from for their first game that they will play against the team in black and white. That is the Barbarians. That will serve as just a warm-up game, and then after that they will play the big one, the test match against England. It is going to be a cracker of the game, and that Springboks England game, I can tell you now that it will take the center stage here in Johannesburg at Ellis Park Stadium to be exactly, or should I go on and say at the iconic Ellis Park Stadium, because we know very well that Ellis Park has been around in as far as rugby is concerned, as been around as way back as 1995. Who can forget that day when the Springboks won their first World Cup when they took on New Zealand at the very same Ellis Park Stadium, which was enough to see the Springboks eventually emerge victorious 12-15, courtesy of that drop goal by the Springboks fly half. Back then, there was Joel Stransky, and that was enough to see the Springboks emerge victorious. And Madiba Magic, that's when it was born. And talk of Madiba Magic, yes, Nelson Mandela was also at the stadium at that time, way back in 1995, when the Springboks won their first Rugby World Cup. And they went on now, and they are now comfortably sitting at the record 4 times. No one has done more than what the Springboks has done, winning the Rugby World Cup 4 times. So with the Springboks going back to Ellis Park to take on England, one can expect one thing and one thing only, that the Springboks, they will definitely emerge victorious and beat England convincingly yet again. But still with the English rugby, there is a player that's emerging in as far as English rugby is concerned. Pollock. Everyone is talking about Pollock, and I can tell you now, knowing the Springboks, they are going to smash him. They are going to smash him. And it is going to be tough for him. Indeed, they will go on him. They will be very, very physical on him. I can tell you that free of charge. So come England fixture against the Mighty Springboks, rest assured that the Pope start dance. Let's quickly go for a breather. When we return, we will be talking netball. That is Telkom Netball League. It is Power Week 3.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving, because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
The best music on the best radio show.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands. Give me some space for both my hands. You, cause it goes on and on and on. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying, ayo, baby, let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. I came to move. Get out the way of me and have my crew. I'm in the club, so I'm gonna do just what the folk came here to do. Yeah, cause it goes on and on and on, and it goes on and on and on, yeah. I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying, ayo, baby, let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite. I'm gonna take it all, I'm gonna be the last one standing, higher overall, I'm gonna be the last one landing. Cause I believe it, and I just want it all, I just want it all. I'm gonna put my hands in the air, hands in the air, put your hands in the air. I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying, ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying, ayo, baby, let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice, we gon' light it up like it's dynamite.
Oh, thank you very much to Taya Cruz, who gave us that song titled Dynamite. And you are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Spodalangoba. Yeah, on Nirvana World FM, your beat, your music. And we do come to you live from our Linesia studios, south of Johannesburg, Echo, Gauteng, Maboneng, Wanaga. Time now, it is 7 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon, and welcome to the second and the final hour of the show. Today, it is the 13th of June 2026. What does that mean? That simply means one thing and one thing only. That in as far as a netball front is concerned, it is the Power Week 3. It is the last weekend in as far as the Telkom Netball League is concerned. It got underway yesterday at Rembrandt Hall, that is out in University of Pretoria. That's why all eyes are at this weekend as the Telkom Netball League Power Week 3 gets underway, as the curtain eventually come down this this season in as far as the Netball League is concerned. Yes, the champions, it is a no-brainer that they will be crowned come on Monday, the 15th of June. But other positions, they had to be sorted out, like your number 5, your number 6, your number 7, the 10th, and all those rankings. And then in the semi-finals, they will get under. Actually, they've just got underway right now out in Pretoria. But before I tell you who is playing the semi-finals right now, let me give you the results of the games that played last night. We saw Flames, they beat Aloes by 51-37, while Diamonds lost to Chukudu by 40-41, while Sunbeds, they got the better of Comets, they beat them by 55-49. And then moving to today's events, in as far as the Telkom Netball League semi-finals are concerned, it is the crunch time indeed. Round robin down and dusted. Remember that it all started down in Durban with Power Week 1, and then it moved to Johannesburg at Ellis Park Sports Arena. That was a week 2. This time around, it is a Power Week at Power Week 3. It is it's taking the center stage out at the Rembrandt Hall, that is out at University of Pretoria. And I can confirm that the semi-finals, they've just got underway right now at 12 o'clock. There are two divisions. There's Division 1 and there's Division 2. So obviously the first semi-final will be coming from the lower tier. That is a Division 2, where we get to see Diamonds. They take on the team from the Free State. That is Free State Sonneblom. Just remember that they are from the Free State. That is Free State Sonneblom. There is a reason. I'll tell you why. Do I say just register that the first semi-final will be played by the team from Free State. That is Free State Sonneblom. They do have a date with Tornadoes. That game has just got underway around about 10 minutes back. We are in the first quarter in as far as that first semi-final is concerned between Tornadoes and the girls from the Free State. And then after that, the second semi-final will get to see the girls from KwaZulu-Natal, KZN. That is the Kingdom Queens. They will take on the Baobabs all the way from Limpopo. That is the second semi-final. That is a Division 2. Now we go to the Elite League, the bigger one. That is a Division 1, where we'll get to see the first semi-final. Guess who will be playing the first semi-final? Another girls from the Free State, but this time around it will be Free State Cry Names. That's why I said just register that when I told you which team will be playing the first semi-final as far as Division 2 is concerned. So in Division 2, we do have a Free State team that has made it into the semi-final stages. So as in Division 1, we have a team from the Free State again also qualified for the semi-finals. That is Free State Crinams. And I can tell you that Crinams are definitely having a great season indeed. During a round robin, during those Power Week 1 and Power Week 2, Free State Crinams, they sat comfortable at the summit. They are sitting with 100% winning record this season. Will they continue with their great form this afternoon at 4 o'clock when they take on the home side? The home side, that is Gauteng Jaguars from the University of Pretoria. It is going to be tough indeed, because I can tell you now that Jaguars, their fans, they'll come out in numbers and try and get their team over the line. That is Gauteng Jaguars, as they take on the current table toppers in the form and shape of the girls from Free State. That is the Free State Cry Nams. And then the second semi-final at 6 o'clock, we'll get to see the defending champions. That is the Gauteng Fireballs, as they take on the girls from Cape Town, Ekapa Loduma. That is Western Cape. That is at 6 p.m. That's how things stand in as far as semi-finals are concerned in this Power Week at 3, as we're expecting the curtain to come down this weekend in as far as the Telkom Netball League. The big question is, will the Gauteng Fireballs eventually defend their trophy, or will the girls from the Free State, there's the Free State Crinams, who are having a stellar offer the season, take it all the way to the Free State? Remember that Free State Crinams, they won this trophy. That was when 2024, and then 2025 it was won by the current defending champions in the form and shape of Gauteng Fireballs. Will the girls from the Free State take or claim back what they believe is theirs this time around, following that loss last season to the current champion that's in the form and shape of Gauteng Fireballs? It is going to be interesting yet indeed. Let me just recap those semi-finals again for you. Division 2, the first semi-final that has just got underway right now, it is the Tornadoes. They take on the Free State Son Blom. And then the second semi-final, still with the Division 2, it will be between the girls from Limpopo, that's Limpopo Baobabs. They take on the girls from KwaZulu-Natal, that's the Kingdom Queens. And then we move to the Elite League, where we get to see the current table toppers in the form and shape of Free State Crinams, as they take on the home side, that is Gauteng Jaguars. While on the other side, the defending champions, Gauteng Fireballs, they will take on the girls from Ekapa Loduma, that is from the Western Cape that is the Western Cape Southern Stings. That's what they call themselves, the girls from Ekapa Lodumosh. And surely you can expect to see the former Proteas goalkeeper in the form and shape of Pumza Maweni coaching that side from Cape Town, that is Western Cape Southern Stings. May the best team win. But by the look of things, if you were to ask for my predictions in as far as the defending champions are, the home side are concerned, that is the Jaguars, when they take on the Free State Craneums. Yes, the fans will be there to cheer up the home side, Gauteng Jaguars from the University of Pretoria. But looking at the Free State form this season, I think Free State Craneums, they might as well go all the way to the finals and take this trophy all the way to Bloemfontein. Free State Craneums, they come from the University of Free State, so we'll be watching that space with keen interest. But they've got the home side to deal with come this afternoon, that is Gauteng Jaguars. It is going to be a crunch one, and it's going to be a tough one indeed come this afternoon.
You're listening.
You're now listening to the
Why do you always hang around? You're so sweet but you're young. Keep your hands where they belong. You're like a star. What do you want? And I see you can come to the makeup when you grow up. And I see a star. Yes, that's it. And I see you can come to the makeup when you come.
The best music variety live.
Thank you very much to Debza, the DJ featuring DJ Nomza. They gave us the song titled Kaba Longo. Or just try and get the Zulu speaking person to try and utter these song lyrics. You will laugh, you will laugh. And I'm one of them, one of those people who are very, very bad when it comes to the lyrics of this song. You'll hear a Zulu person coming with some lyrics saying, so fast I give, he's so fast I give. And I can tell you that those lyrics, of course, they don't come anywhere closer to that. But the Zulu speaking people, they always find their way of just butchering the lyrics, especially when they do not understand them. And I'm also guilty as charged. You are still tuning in to Sports Geek with Spodelo Ngobo here on Bafana FM. Your beat, your music. Time is, if I try and look at it right now, it is 23 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon, and welcome to the second and the final hour of today's show. At the beginning of the show, I did tell you that this and beautiful Saturday morning or afternoon, rather, I am flying solo, but I did mention that my co-pilot in the former chap of Johannes Peter, Mutiba Peter, rather, he will join us on the line. And by the look of things, it looks like he has done exactly that. Let me just double check. Mutiba, you there?
I'm here, and let me greet you and our lovely listeners as well. Yeah, thanks for having me on this wonderful Saturday.
You said on this wonderful Saturday, but I, for one, there's nothing wonderful in as far as football is concerned, and I believe most of the Bafana fans out there, there is nothing wonderful in what, especially following what went down Thursday night. Motiba, talk to us, because personally, I don't know where to start.
Very true, and we're expecting our very own Bafana to do absolutely well. Remember the confidence, the hype of the fact that you compare the Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns players having scooped the Champions League, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates triple. So you expect those players like Famorelli, Osun Apoli, to do absolutely well. But come the day of the World Cup, those three players are nowhere to be seen, especially in the starting 11 selected by Copros. And you check as well some of the questionable decisions made by the coach today. I'm going to start the game with 8 defensive players, but you get the formation. It was
sorry, Mtib. The reception is not off the best. I don't know if you can move around the Nyan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that seems to be a little bit better. Yes?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, much better.
Yes, I was saying because of that, 8 defensive players, and then the formation sounded 5-3-2, whereas it should have been 4-4-2 like usual. As you know, as South Africans, we are known of playing positional football, not defensive football. Hence, we keep saying that the best form of defense is to attack, and this is how we could approach the game to say it's going to fit back. So, another question must come to you to say, why do you defend? Why did you not want all South African fans to watch the friendly, for them to watch the friendly game against Jamaica? So it poses so many question marks. Hence, we also had the Jamaica head coach stating that Bafana must be at their very best come the game against Mexico, because of Mexico are good at high pressing. And you check it, that game, we're already on the top foot because we were the game.
Sorry, Matiba. Maybe let me try and call you back again. I'm not happy with the quality of the sound. The sound is sleepy. The reception. Let me just drop the caller. We'll call you back again. Okay. Hello. Oh, yes, it looks like he has eventually dropped it. The reception is not of the best. Let's try and see if we cannot get hold of him one more time. Maybe use another number. Maybe this time
the number you have dialed does not.
Unfortunately, that is the situation. So let's give it a try one more time and see whether we'll get the better line this time around. You are tuning into Sports Geek with Spodelo Ngobo, only on Bafana World FM. Your beat, your music. Hello. Oh, let's stop. That's a legendary Rod Stewart giving us that song Forever Young. Kukwa Othandayo. Modiba, I don't know what, can you hear us this time around?
Hopefully, I'm audible enough this time around.
Yeah, it's better for now. Let's give
So, like I was just stating that the very same Hugo Bruce didn't want the South African fans at large to watch the friendly game against Jamaica. Especially, you look at the fans that visited that side of Mexico. So, and we even spoke it last week here on the show that maybe he's afraid of Mexico technical team going to watch their tactics. But on the day, nothing was shown by South Africa. Yes, Mbekele Mbokazi had that moment, but then let's credit Mexico because they capitalized on a defensive error where Ronald Williams was in a build-up phase trying to find out Stephanos Toll, but unfortunately he was exposed, and then the Quininos took the ball and found the back of the net. And in that game as well, I think he should have been on a brace because there was an instance where he was denied by the woodwork. And then you check as well, Raul Jimenez. This is one of the players I even mentioned on the show that will definitely be an impact player because he's already scored 45 goals for the national team of Mexico, and then he comes up and scored a well-taken header in that match to make it his 46th international goals. That is well-deserved goal, and I think the likes of Kuisomodau should have picked up well. But on the day, we just running out of options, and then it just back to worse, especially where the very same Yastole as well as Tembazwane got the early showers, the red card, where from those VAR confirmations following Tembazwane is making one of their players on the face. And then you get Stephanos Toll. Some of the analysts will be saying it's a dog, so denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. That is where the player had to be substituted. But also, for me, he wasn't himself on the day. Then you look at the coach, Hugo Bruce, huffing and puffing on the day. Yes, he introduced the likes of Talentum Bata. So I thought the players of Remo would have came in. A player of Sapa Moreno would have came in because of Mexico at some point were utilizing pace, because of one thing I admire about them is that their ball rotation was that good. With us, yes, we rotate the ball here and there, but we lack penetration. We just did not offer anything on the day. Although the coach played two strikers, that is Lal Foster as well as Ikram Reyners, but then where was the supply because of the players who were supposed to supply them or not in the starting 11. Yes, Tamazon came in, but he offered nothing as well. Also, Apollo, he had a shot here and there, half chance, but not enough. So for me, we must just go back to the drawing board to Super Bros and then make sure that he fix everything, because of we now this is the time that I don't like, where we just need to rely on calculators going to play Czechia to say we need to win against Czechia, although as well they will be coming in that game following a 2-1 loss against South Korea. South Korea, that I explaining that they are going to be a tough nut to crack, especially because it is our last game and already they are level on points with Mexico, but separated by a goal difference because Mexico won 2-0 against us and then Czechia won 2-1 against should I say lost 2-1 against South Korea. So makes things difficult for us in the last two games that are coming, especially the next one.
Oh yes, that's a painful state of events in as far as Bafana setup is concerned. Still with that Bafana lineup that they started the game with. Surely, if one were to go back into the Africa Cup of Nations that was recently held out in Morocco, one will definitely see the similarities in those approaches. The game South Africa, which they lost again against Cameroon, they lost 2-1 in that knockout stages in the Africa Cup of Nations that was recently held out in Morocco. Fast forward to Thursday, Bafana, they employed the very same tactics, that 5-3-2 system that never worked in as far as Bafana setup is concerned. What would you say is going on in the coach's mind, especially if one considers that system, it never worked in as far as Bafana are concerned? And you touched on a very good point, that is definitely not Bafana's style of play. We are good on possession football, but looking at Hugo Bruce continuously using the system that never worked for his team, that always failed, but insist on it. And between you and I, don't be surprised. Come Thursday again, South Africa versus Czechia, Hugo Broos might again come up with a very, very stupid system, rather, that it doesn't work in as far as Bafana setup is concerned.
Very, very interesting because for me, he hasn't learned from the previous game against Cameroon. Remember, in that game, he played 7 defensive players. This time, he added 1 more to make it 8. I'm like, where exactly, where the likes of Kamaholo Sibelebele, those were offensive players. So I'm like, meaning we might get 9 defensive players come Czechia midweek. So to fix for another day, but then I'm also anticipating the same situation to say, what if maybe he goes on to play the same tactic because of he knows that Czechia as well, they will be in desperate. Although at least they scored a goal, but with us we are yet to score a goal. But I'm anticipating the same thing as well. But we will miss those 2 key players, Tambazwane, Papelos Tolo. And this is where there will be question marks to say, okay, Ronald Williams made a blunder. Why is Brendan Peterson snapped? Why is Lebohang Maboe snapped as well? So I think those players also should have been included because of even some of the commentators and the analysts, they expected Lebohang Maboe to be in the squad. Yes, Tolo excluded, but it wasn't to be. Hugo Broos had other ideas, but then you can see that they already is running out of options, it's running out of ideas. So even when I tried to listen to him after the match, thinking that Mexico were desperate for the ball, but we couldn't give them the ball. But what matters most is that they keep track from the mistake. They even created a goal. So Hugo Broos, for me, must just go back to the drawing board and open up the game a bit because we are in a masculine situation. And if he continues playing that way, with 8 defenders, hopefully we will bow out without a doubt.
Oh yes, unfortunately that's the state of affairs as far as Bafana are concerned. And things do not look great at all thanks to that wrong approach, defensive approach that Bafana employed on the day when they took on the host. And most Funis, they strongly believe that Bafana they were nowhere to be seen on the day. It was all the home side, only on the pitch. So now looking at that lineup, Modiba, if one were to look at the players that started the game, are you brave enough to tell us which some of the players that shouldn't have been in that starting 11?
Especially at the back, because too many defenders there. So for me, I was expecting Khuliso Motau, Mbezeli Mpokazi. So at some point, I even asked myself which position was he playing because we had Obremo Diba. Is it left back or what? So it should have been Mbezeli Mpokazi and also Nkosinathi Sibisi. I think Ime Ocon for me should have been excluded. And then you check in the middle of the park, even one of the Jaden Adams or Papelos Tole should have been excluded. At least one holding midfielder and an attacking midfielder in the form of Relebonya Mofokeng. Yes, Sambazana would have came in to slow the game down because we could tell that even when he came in, we tried here and there, but not enough. So those are three of those players shouldn't have included at least attacking players. And the Lyle Foster for me, like I've said before, that I felt that the player is still down because of this PLT fight that is pending has been relegated. So why do you have to keep calling the player who hasn't even done well because of the entire season scoring only 3 goals? So that's a poor record. Evidence Makopa for me should have started the match as well. So, but then we didn't create chances because of the lack supply. So I think for me, this is some of the aspects you need to omit when you're going to play Czechia. So it was just disappointing on the night.
You touched on a very, very good point, and as far as the striking force is concerned, that is where Lyle Foster comes in. That he had been playing for one of the worst teams in England. Yes, I did say that he's been playing for one of the worst teams. Why do I say that? Like they always say, numbers do not lie. It is proven that Burnley is one of the worst teams, and as far as the English Premier League is concerned, hence they were relegated this season together. Nabo Wolves. About West Ham. So surely that simply means that those 3, they were the worst teams as far as the English football is concerned. And Burnley, they are relegated. The very same Lyle Foster for the past 3 months, he hasn't had any game time. He failed to secure the starting 11 in one of the worst teams. Fast forward, that player is in the international football. He's in the World Cup. Says Pepelo Stole, the guy that gave away that first goal. He plays for CB Tondale out in Portugal. For the whole season, he has played only 2 games, the whole season, and that team as well has been relegated from the Portuguese Football League. So now the big question is, Lyle Forster, Sipepele Stole, what are they doing in the national setup if one were to go back at how are they performing in their teams and how are their teams performing overall? And like they always say, numbers do not lie. Both of those teams, their teams are relegated from the elite league.
You talk about favoritism at its very best, and this is where even when you listen to him reasoning, you could tell at some point I used the word clueless and dumb, and they felt that I was a little bit disrespecting the coach, but then some of the decisions were just questionable for me, and even the selection at large, you realize that too many defensive players for me. So us South Africans are known of an attacking ball position team, but the culture was just not there on the night. So somehow, you ask yourself, why wasn't the coach released after the AFCON? Because this is where he failed dismally. I even said at some point that the coach sold us out. So similar to what happened midweek, he sold us out. So can you repeat the same? I don't know, because if I even saw some of the clips where the former Bafana legends, the likes of Aaron Bazomokwena, the likes of Benny McCarthy, remember Quinton Fortune, they were very disappointed, speechless. And I even considered the words of the former Baroka head coach, Kolo Tobajan, to say, cool football will kill you, right? They were just speechless on the night.
Oh yes, and now moving away from that disastrous performance by Bafana against the host Mexico, and now we move to Thursday, the 18th of June 2026, where Bafana they will take on Church on that second World Cup match. Looking at the starting 11 that you saw on Thursday that performed badly, if they did perform anyway, who should remain in the squad and who should come on, or actually who should, how do you predict or how do you wish Bafanas should line things up come Thursday against the Churchill?
Well, it doesn't matter even if you are beaten 10-0, but play attacking football. For me, if it was possible, I would have even excluded Ronan Williams. Let's give Super Chain some opportunity, because of Ronan Williams hasn't learned from his past mistakes, especially locally and even during the Club World Cup at his respective club, Mamelodi Sundowns. Super Chain for me, that is Kuliso Mutau at right back, and then you check Okrumutiga, and then Tegezeli Mpokazi must be there waiting for Slatispisi. That's it, is my back four. In the middle of the park, you bring in Talent Mbata, and also with Teboho Mokoena, and then let's see if the likes of Rebule Mofokeng can play as well. Also in Apolis, Tapamureni, and then let's try Ihram Reynas as well. So hopefully we will get something, because we need to attack. This thing of defense won't do us justice. We are going to lose any point or loss in that game. Obviously, we are coming back home.
Attack. That's one word, that's one buzzword that Bafana will definitely have to adopt in that second match as they take on Checha, which is not going to be easy at all, and also especially considering that they are also wounded Tiger themselves following that 2-1 loss against Korea. So surely Checha will definitely not just lie down and play Father Christmas and give Bafana a free 3 points.
Definitely. So we need to win ASAP. No excuses there. Bafana must just go out there and attack. But again, we are not scoring goals, which is another concern I've been raising for. To say if Czechia were to score first, then it's a problem. As you know, Bafana and the Ugo Blues, whenever they concede first, then they don't go on to win a match. So yeah, it's a worrying factor this upcoming week.
Oh yes, so still with the World Cup. I don't know if you do have the results of the games that played last night and the fixtures of the current FIFA World Cup that's underway out in Canada, USA, so as Mexico.
Very true, and there are plenty of action taking place. And on that note, USA will play Paraguay and then the Qatar up against Switzerland. The USA Paraguay match will kickstart at 3 a.m. and then in the morning of Sunday.
Mutiba, I can confirm that that match has played already. USA versus Paraguay, and guess what? USA, they thrashed Paraguay 4-1, and that was the first time. It was the first time that America scored 4 goals in the World Cup match. So unfortunately, that's how things are standing as far as Paraguay is concerned.
Thank you so much for that information, Spo, and for our benefit of our viewers as well and listeners. The Qatar playing Switzerland at 9 o'clock later on tonight. And then at 12 o'clock, I just want to wake up and watch this one. That is Brazil up against Morocco at 12 a.m. in the morning.
When is that?
Sunday.
Okay, when is that match? Brazil, Morocco, when is it? Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock, midnight?
Midnight we call it AM, by the way.
Okay, yes.
They're coming 12 o'clock later on.
Okay, no, that's a must-watch match indeed.
Yeah, they must watch for the benefit of Africa. Morocco representing Africa as well. Then Haiti will play Scotland later on at 3 a.m. There's also Australia up against Turkey at 6 a.m. Later on, Germany will play Curacao at 7 o'clock in the evening. And then at 10 o'clock come tomorrow, Japan up against Netherlands. I think it's a most thrilling encounter to look forward to. Those are the fixtures coming up. And yeah, we are in, and let's see if Bafana will do well against the very same Czechia, which I don't see it happening for me. I think I'll give it a prediction to the it's a draw for that one, but if you don't get a draw, definitely we might suffer another loss on the night.
Oh, Bafana might suffer another loss on the night. Then that will definitely mean one thing and one thing only for South Africa, that they must definitely pack their bags and start preparing to come back. Ask their pilot to start that chartered plane and get it idling so that it can take them, it can bring them back home. Still with the World Cup, let's quickly look at the games that are played this morning. Just to recap, that USA versus Paraguay match, which played this morning, USA, the co-host, walked away victorious 4-1, thrashing the South American franchise country, that is Paraguay. And another match that involved one of the co-hosts, that is Canada, they played a 2-1 all draw against Bosnia. That is the state of affairs in as far as the games that have played so far in this 2026 FIFA World Cup. And then come Thursday, like Mateo has rightfully mentioned, that Bafana they will be playing their second match against the Czechia, which is a must-win situation. But unfortunately, it is a must-win situation for both countries, South Africa and Czechia. And Czechia, they will definitely fancy their chances, especially considering after what everybody saw on the night when Bafana played Mexico. So surely it is going to be a tough one indeed, Modiba. And Modiba did tell us that come tonight, 12 o'clock, midnight, Brazil, they will take on last previous World Cup was a semi-finalist in the form and shape of Morocco. That is going to be an interesting one indeed, Modiba. So should Bafana fail to win, Modiba, where to from here? What about the coach? Should the coach go? Should the coach go, or should we give the coach another chance?
Shempola said the coach failed himself dismally. Yes, let's give him credit for that bronze medal he's brought in for changing Bafana's fortunes. But having watched him during the previous AFCON and currently now, for me to not know if ran out of options. What he must learn is that South Africa is not a defensive team. South Africa is a ball positioning team, attacking team, whether they lose or not. So, but then they are never cowards, South Africans. So these are some of the weaknesses that I've seen with Gold Blues. For me, there should be changes as well. Even Helman Mekhelele, for me, he should step down, and hopefully they will get a coach who knows South African style of football.
Talking of a new coach, should that coach be a foreign coach or local as Lekker?
Let's go back to local for now. So I'm also thinking of Dr. Pitso Mosimane, because previously he was just unlucky, but he was playing one of the good brands of South African football. So I don't know, because of currently he's been linked with a possible move to Pyramid in Egypt, because of they also parted ways with their national coach and there's also Al Ali on the other side. But I don't think he'll go back to Al Ali, although the Orlando Pirates head coach of the Modo has also been linked with a move to the very same Al Ali. But for now, we need a local coach. Hopefully, I wish Kuzo Musimani turned down the offer for Pyramid and opt for Bafana return. As we've seen him previously around 2011, 2010, that's why Bafana played the football. But unfortunately, the head-to-head was decisive for him not to qualify for the World Cup.
Oh yes, as we wrap up this World Cup discussion, your parting short prediction, Bafana versus the Church come Thursday evening. What do you predict?
Come again?
I say your parting short in as far as the Bafana's second game come Thursday evening, the 18th of June, when they take on Church. What is your prediction in as far as that match is concerned?
I think it's a loss for us. I'll give it a loss for us because we are just nowhere to be found. We just don't have a plan. We just don't have a structure. The only plan that we know is the organization of defensive structure, and of which we don't need such because we're in a must-win situation. I'll give it a loss 2-0 by the looks of things.
You nasty you. Bafana 0, Chechia 2. That's what Motiba Peter predicts will take the center stage come Thursday evening as Bafana play their second game of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Bad news, and more bad news in as far as Bafana are concerned. Their body language, their approach, everything. There's nothing positive in as far as Bafana are concerned. Because I saw them this last night actually when they were training. Their body language is very, very horrible, very negative, and they don't look like a team that is ready to bounce back. By the look of things, I can tell you as well that I concur with Motiba. I also predict a loss. I don't see Bafana getting back to winning ways, having that element of resilience. Yes, I know those are bad news indeed as far as Bafana are concerned. Let's quickly go for a breather, and then just a short breather. When we return, we will zoom into a Formula One, that is a motor racing. Unfortunately, we have to cut that song right there because of time constraint. That was the Rod Stewart giving us that legendary song, Forever Young. Talk of Forever Young, that reminds me that come tomorrow, the 14th of June, it is my younger brother's birthday, Wandile Andreas Ngobo. I'm not going to say what will he be turning, but all I can say is that come tomorrow, it's his birthday, the 14th of June. Let's hope he will have a great one. So happy birthday in advance. Wandile Ngobo, and is based out in Mpumalanga, Emelo, Emlomo, if you will. Let's hope you'll have a great one come tomorrow, the 14th of June, 2026. And Mozan, I believe she had hers on the 8th of June. Happy belated birthday, Smoza. And then Motiba, let's dive straight to Formula One motor racing. Kim Antonelli.
Very true, and he never stopped winning. So, to my surprise, what happened to Lando Norris? What happened to Oscar Piastri? What happened to Max Verstappen? But
what happened to Kim Antonelli's teammate or driver mate, George Russell?
Very true, and this is a player whom we've been saying on the show that the bookmakers have predicted him as the winner for this current 2026 F1 motor racing challenge. So let's wait and see, because of here and there. Yes, it's there on the standings with number 3 because of Kimi Antonelli. When you look at the standings, it's on 156 points. Lewis Hamilton on 90 points, and he is on 88 points with George Russell. And then you check Charles Leclerc at number 4 with 75 points, and Oscar Piastri on 58 points. You can tell that there's no Lando Norris, no Max Verstappen. So a lot is happening, and Lewis Hamilton is showing the signs of improvement. Although he's been on the podium 3 times, but he's yet to win a race. Maybe he will work on that. But Kimi Antonelli really he mean business this current season. Already has pocket up 5 winners and 6 podiums, which means already he's been pushing hard. And let's wait and see if he will do well this current weekend with the Monaco Grand Prix. It's really happening, so we'll be able to win. I think time will tell. This weekend we've got the Barcelona Catalonia Grand Prix. Yes. So the Spanish one, can Max Verstappen perform at his hometown? I think time will tell.
Well, it's a time I will tell indeed that will Kim Antonelli, the youngster, the teenager, continue rewriting books as far as Formula One motor racing is concerned, like Motiva rightfully mentioned. That Kim Antonelli has now won 5 back-to-back championship. Boy, this boy is on... He's at another level. He's taking Formula One motor racing to another level. Surely, the veterans, the likes of Abose Hamilton, Abo Max Verstappen, they can only watch this youngster with the envy motive.
Very true. So, and he keeps proving everyone wrong because of where we think he's going to put the foot on the pedal, especially with the result to complacency, because at some point the Western F1 motor racing does take a week or 2 breaks, but when he comes back, he continues to do well. I think maybe he's practicing well and preparing well, and he's got enough energy as he's still young, and so for me, the future looks bright.
Oh, yes, the future looks bright indeed. That's how things stand in as far as Formula One and motor racing is concerned. And Kim Antonelli, the youngster, all the way from Italy, seems to be pressing all the right buttons. And he seems to be having a very, very great season indeed, Motiba.
Definitely. So let's see, maybe he can make it 6 out of 6 this coming weekend. So it's good luck to all the drivers participating in this weekend F1 motor racing, Barcelona Catalonia Grand Prix. So it's a wonderful one. It's an waiting game.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Matiba, for your time once again for joining us on the line in as far as motor racing is concerned. Let's do this once again, hopefully next week, Matiba.
Yeah, definitely. Next week I'm available, so I will be on the show. And and also I'll be able to see you when we watch Bafana in action. I'll be available for that. So yeah, and also for other football fans there, they will be able to watch Makesi at home against Medford FC, a battle for survival and a battle for top flight. If one may put it in simple terms, Makesi wanting to survive, and then Medford FC wanting a promised land in the form of a promotion. So can try to do it at the expense of Medford FC, where Alan Freeze take the team out of survival. So I think we've got the answers come 5 o'clock. FC up against Milford FC at the Chicago Stadium. Kickoff of that encounter, it is at 3 o'clock score. And on that note, it's a very good afternoon from me.
A very good afternoon indeed. Thanks once again, Motiba, for your time. There was Motiba Peter joining us on the line at this time around as he couldn't make it in person to the studio. Hence, I'm flying solo, but he did make some time for us to join us telephonically. And then on that note, from my side as well, I guess it is time for me to sign off. Time is definitely not on our side. We are 3 minutes away from 1 p.m. So surely it is a time for me to sign off as well. Let's do this once again. Come next week, Saturday, same time, same place here on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music, and as always, we will be coming to you live from our Linesia studios. Go Lancy, Eko Le Gauteng, Maboneng, Wanaga, Ho Malaita. Till then, it is bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
Ayo, the boat jumping when the rides get the beat pumping. Static K9 to make you snatch something. I'm explicit content and I need no introduction.